The following program may contain strong language and mature content. Viewer discretion is advised.
Hello, hello, hello. And thank you for tuning in to Get Your Health On. It is Wednesday and it feels good to be back in my chair. Got a little rest. I'm going to get some more rest. But it feels good to be back here, everybody, on this Wednesday. Let me say some shout outs to my moms, Rochelle, and Kicking It with Kim Sims, and my beloved Truth Seeker, and everybody. Hello, hello, hello. I got my mind on, yeah. Hey, everybody. Hey, Jamaica. Always good to see you, sis. Always good to see you. Mm. Lamar and who else we got here? LT. It's just good to see everybody in the chat on this beautiful Wednesday afternoon here in Los Angeles. The heat is gone. It's just if we can just keep it right here, we good to go. Okay. Jewel Box, I see you. TK, Marlena, Oz Gardens from our Contest TV family, Leander Butler, Serena Wilcox, my nephew O'Shawn, and Bridget Dowdle. Yeah. Hey, everybody. We got a serious topic to talk about today, but it's really taboo in the Black community. It's kind of stuff that people keep in the house, but we want to talk about it today briefly. But we want to also give voice to this subject matter that a lot of people just don't talk about. These lights are just too bright. Okay, everybody knows my skin is decent, and I just gave myself a facial, so it should be even better. Okay, okay, Kwame, let's get to health news right now. And health news, Uncle Joe just came out and announced. That he no longer has coronavirus. He has tested negative. He went live from the Rose Garden and announced that he no longer has COVID-19. Okay, so thank God for Uncle Joe. And other health news, we also need to talk about the new developments with monkeypox and what's going on. New York City is now ground zero. It has superseded Washington, D.C. And now America is the leading monkeypox situation right now globally, with nearly I believe it was 3,000 cases, but it's growing. And I can give a little health news here in LA. Some good news. LA County says that it looks like they may not have to do the mask mandate on the 29th because the decline in hospitalizations, the numbers are declining. We want the numbers declining, or y'all just don't want this economy to take a hit. Okay, but that's what they say. We're gonna take them for their word. Okay. Hey, Latrice and LaFrance and all of my loves, Latrice, LaFrance, and all of y'all. Classy Queen. Hey, everybody. Darian, love you, brother. Okay, so DC, y'all can take a sigh of relief. New York City, the block is hot. Okay. Keep your body fluids to yourself. Listen, I'm telling y'all, right now they're saying just, all this outdoor sex, risky sex behind church's chicken. Not right now, y'all. You got to go back to the old landmark, honey, and just take a break. Okay. Okay, well, let's talk about domestic violence, you guys. Give me my first slide, Kwame. What do we have first? A candid conversation about domestic violence. And the catalyst for this conversation was actually Bishop Rolex and how he snapped on Genesis Warren. And what people were saying in real time, if he snapped like that on Genesis Warren and was just so violent with her, then his ex-wife's claims may be valid. Because, girl, I'm just saying, y'all, listen, I ain't calling nobody the woman beater, but if you get violent like that with a woman you don't even know, virtually, hey, what can I say? But that is the catalyst for this conversation, you guys. And of course, we have our trusty disclaimer. I'm not Iyanla, I'm not Dr. Phil, I'm Tyesse Jackson. So we're not trying to tell you what to do and what not to do medically. We just give you information and a conversation based on our topic of the day. Okay, so 54% of intimate partner violence are women of color. Let's start there. Let's start the conversation there. 54% of women that go through this situation are women of color. We've seen Tina Turner's story. We've seen what happened with Rihanna and Chris Brown and so many others. We've seen what happened with a lot of the NFL players and their girlfriends. I remember there was a football player, I think he played for the Ravens, and we saw him just beat this girl on the elevator. I can't remember what his name was, but that image stayed in my head. And I think that was the first time we really saw the violence of domestic violence. And it was a lot. It was a lot watching that. And of course, with the Rihanna Chris Brown situation, everybody was saying, well, we don't know. She from Barbados. She probably put a whooping on Chris, and Chris responded. I always say, y'all, the male is the stronger sex out of the two. The male is always the stronger sex. So it's always your best opportunity to either walk away, even if you have to run away, but tit for tat don't solve anything, The Baltimore Ravens, Ray Rice, thank y'all. Thank y'all, Tie Squad and Fire Squad. Classic sign, he makes excuses for it. Yeah. And can I be candid right now, True Seeker and Tie Squad? I was just counseling somebody recently that was going through a really bad domestic situation. I was counseling them via, Messenger. And I go to their Facebook page and I saw that they were back with the person. So we want to let you guys know today that it takes multiple attempts before people get it. Hopefully it's not in a body bag, but there are multiple attempts to leave before people ultimately say, you know what, enough is enough. Give me my next slide, Kwame. Okay, so now we can break this down. Now that we know that 54% of domestic violence, intimate partner violence is women of color, now we can break this down by race demographic. Leading the numbers are our Native American or American Indian sisters. And then coming in at a close second is Black women. And I'm talking about very close, 46%, 43%. Latinas, 37%. White women, 36%, and Asian Pacific, 20%. A lot of people say the reason the Asian Pacific numbers are so low is because of those cultural norms that go along with the family over there and the Asians. So they don't really, there's a lot of cultural different things that they have in place about the family dynamic, But I want this to be interactive today. I don't want to just be the only one talking. If you have a story or if you know somebody that has been affected by this, Please put it in the chat. Is there anybody that has survived a really nasty domestic violence situation? Make sure that you put that in the chat today. The local sheriff's office documented my childhood friend story, and they use it for a PSA for domestic violence shelter. I will inbox it to you, Tyesse. Well, thank you, Joanne. It took me a while to get away from my nutcase, but thank God I did. Well, Big Mama, I'm glad that you're here, Big Mama, to leave that comment, because so many women succumb. They lose their lives to this. You come to me one more time and you come to me one more time and I give you advice, especially when I tell you, oh, no, I don't. I've learned, Dr. Hope, that I give you my best. And I'm not all those girls that are advice addicts. I don't have time for that. I actually turn my inbox off, messenger off. So girl, go with God, because when they're coming to you with the, when it's in the thick of it, and then you go back and you see them right back in the same situation over and over again, I understand that love has a strong hold on your heart. I understand that sometimes it's financial. You can't just walk out the door. I totally get all of that. But sometimes it's not. Sometimes people are attracted to toxicity. And you have to find out what in you, as Iyanla says, something about that type of dynamic is exciting to you. And you need to find out why. Okay. Verbally is just as bad. And I'm just about to talk about that, Gwen, because there's multiple forms. And we have to be clear on that. Because some women say, well, he don't hit me. He don't beat on me, but yeah, he's verbal, like we saw Pastor Rolex with Genesis Warren. That verbal sometimes can be worse than the physical. I know a lot of people may not understand that. You're walking heavy. Well, I'm trying to, Ann. I got to go in here and make lunch in a minute. I'm going to make some stuffed bell peppers with sausage and apples. But I wanted to drop this off to my family today and give y'all some starch in your back. My oldest sister was almost beat to death. She suffered brain damage, and her ex put her on the side of the curb. Someone else called 911. That's coming from my sister, Nikki Kelly. And it's so important that you share this video. I forgot to tell you to share. Share it to your nieces, your granddaughters, your goddaughters, your good girlfriend, your Judy. Share this video, you guys. Now, when we do Keep the Fire Burning, if we do Keep the Fire Burning tonight, you can't get a seat up in here. You know what I mean? They be all out in the vestibule, all out in the parking lot. Y'all know how I go. Y'all know how I go. You do Keep the Fire Burning. What's another show we got? Scandal, a Messy Hour. The fire marshal have to come and shut us down. But that's how it goes. Emotional abuse is another form of abuse. Well, yeah, our sister Michelle Loud, that's dealing with the custody case with Cora Jakes, talks about, spiritual manipulation. There's all types of, emotional things that people can do to you. Mind games and, making you feel that you're not worthy and you're less than and ain't nobody gonna love you anyways. The steps are, they isolate you from your friends and your family. They isolate you from your friends and your family. And once they get a hold to you by themselves, that's when they can just have their way with you, emotionally or physically abusing you. I've got tears in my eyes, no cap. I'm very happy and proud of y'all. Truly amazing. Well, we're glad, brother Lamar, a very close friend, refused to sleep or share a room with his wife of 17 years. Oh, wow. My cousin is still traumatized for how his mother was abused, and both sides seemingly did nothing. We were young when it happened, and I remember feeling helpless as a child. I apologized to him. Well, we've all been there, where you saw the signs of it or you even witnessed it. But in the Black community, you know what they say? Y'all know, that's their business. Stay out of their business, you know. Let them handle that. My mother told me stories about her domestic violence that she suffered at the hands of my middle brother's father. And they were just, it was horrific. And to hear that she had to go through that. So that's why I'm so passionate about this stuff, because my mother was a survivor of domestic violence at the hands of her husband, her common-law husband. So my ex said, if you got to beat them, you don't need them. My mother used to say that. When you start getting your hands, people putting hands on people and people start doing all this, it's time to go, y'all. It's time to shake the spot. When you start getting physical, it's time to go. I couldn't even work or have friends. That's coming from our sister Latrice. There's a movie on YouTube called Take a Stand that is about domestic violence. Check it out. Yeah. And I suggest you watch Iyanla Vanzant's clip on OWN, where she talks about the day she almost died. And she knew that day she had to get out of that situation. What else do we have, Kwame? Give me my next slide. Woo. Wow, Lord Jesus, is a lot. Okay, so we don't want to just make this lopsided. Okay, we also want to be inclusive, and that's my goal here at the Tyesse Report. About 1 in 5 women and nearly 1 in 7 men, 1 in 7 men who have experienced rape, physical violence, and or stalking by an intimate partner first experienced some form of partner violence between the ages of 11 and 17 years of age. A lot of us, there's a pathology, is what this is saying. There is a pathology. And once you become a part of that pathology, it's easy for your adult life to mirror your teenage and adolescent years. I believe that's what that is saying, okay? But we also want to be very clear about our brothers, because men, I know some women that got a mean left hook, and I've seen men scared of their girlfriends and wives in my life. I have seen it, you know? When I was a kid, I used to see my dad beat my mom up. I'm sorry, Rudy. And the thing about it is those memories never leave us, RJ, never leave us. We will take those memories to our grave. It can be learned behavior in a generational curse. My mother told me, yeah, So we've seen countless cases on television, film. We've even hear people sing about it. You know what I'm saying? And I remember, okay, somebody sending me something. Okay, they're sending me something. Okay, thank you, whoever it was. I think that was Joanne. Let me put Do Not Disturb on. Okay. I remember in The Color Purple when Celie, I think it was Mr. was talking to Celie, and she said beat her. And everybody wondered, why would she tell him to beat Sophia? But it's what she knew. That's why she said beat her. What am I going to do about Miss Sophia? What am I going to do? And she said beat her. The reason she said beat her is because that was normalized to her. And that trauma was normal to her. And that's how she probably even experienced what she thought was love. And that's why she told Harpo to beat her, you know? So, yeah, it was Harpo. Harpo eventually came to his senses. But, you know, a lot of times, a lot of men don't have that awakening that Harpo had, or Mr. at the end, you know? I'm telling you, we don't even have the time to break down the domestic violence within the LGBTQ community. It's especially with our lesbian family, it's really, really a lot. And we don't talk about it. Nobody talks about it. It's really taboo. And, you know, this is only a 30-minute show. Mother can only walk heavy for about 28 minutes, you know. So I I think we need a part two to this. What do y'all think? I think we need to talk about this some more because we've been doing a lot of body work. We've been doing a lot of mind work. But today I said in the last couple of Get Your Health Ons, we need to do a lot of this, soul work and spirit work. You know what I mean? All right. Please support the platform. Mother's been off a couple of days, so we got to play catch up financially. Amen. It's really brutal. Yeah, I think we gotta, and we may have to bring some people on, Kwame. We may have to bring some guests on. Maybe we'll do it next week and bring some guests on, both straight and gay, to talk about this a little further. I think we need to do that. Give me my next slide, Kwame. What do we have? Okay, so it's time for In the Spirit, y'all. Y'all know In the Spirit. Y'all love In the Spirit. It's time for In the Spirit. In the Spirit. Okay. Deal with yourself as an individual worthy of respect and make everyone else deal with you the same way. That's coming from our beloved sister, poet, Professor Nikki Giovanni. Deal with yourself as an individual worthy of respect and make everyone else deal with you the same way. Because I had a situation recently where I second guess my treatment. Am I overreacting? Am I doing too much? I want to leave here today and let y'all know. Was I overreacting to my treatment? I sat in that in my own private time. Like, well, maybe I'm overreacting. That's a part of the journey to healing. You will do that. Let me tell you something. You have to demand respect. And when it's no longer being served, you have to get up from the table. Iana Van Zandt says, I can't tell you how to love me. I can't tell you how to respect me either. I can see how you love. I can see how you respect. And I can decide on whether I want to deal with the way you do that. I'll leave that one more time with you. I don't get to tell you how to love me or respect me. I get to see how you love and respect. And then I get to decide whether I want to participate in how you love and respect. I'm just telling you. But Nikki Giovanni says, honey, deal with yourself as an individual worthy of respect and make everyone else deal with you the same way. Don't take no wooden nickels nowhere you go. Walk in like you the queen of Sheba. Everywhere you go. And your relationships, the first time you're called out of your name, the first time you're grabbed or disrespected, I'm letting you know this is over. There is no second chance. I'm done with you. Goodbye and good night. Ain't no meat, ain't no coochie, ain't no breasts, no booty, nothing worth your self-respect and your dignity. Nothing. I promise you. The first time, the first disrespect, the first bitch, the first hoe, the first grabbing of your arm, the first grabbing of your neck, I'm out. And then when you add drugs in it, if you're dealing with somebody with addiction, I'm letting you know right now that that is a recipe that don't end well. It don't. Domestic violence and a druggie or a drug addict, that don't end well. I've never seen one case where it ended well. Not even, Dr. Holt. Okay. What's my next slide, Kwame? Before I go. Now let me tell y'all something. There's a couple of Virgos, a couple of Aquariuses, and a couple of Libras on here. Oh, let me throw the Aries in there. Virgo, Libra, Aries, and Aquarius on here watching. There's only so much. There's only so much people can take before they snap. There's a movie from about 1983, 84 with our late sister Farrah Fawcett, where she was a victim of domestic violence. And she snapped, she had enough. And she rotisserie this dude. I think she should have won all type of awards for it, but you know, that was the 80s. I'm letting you know, it's only so much people can take before they snap. So everybody's not going to be a punching bag. Now, everybody ain't going to be a Sealy. Okay, I'm just letting you know. You can check this movie out. You may have to buy the hard copy because it's out of, you're not going to find it on streaming. So you may have to go to Amazon and get the hard copy if you want to watch it. You may be able to find it online, but you got to look for it. Okay. It's a really good movie. It's a really good movie. I'm not laughing at her setting the bed on fire, but I'm just letting y'all know, you just can't keep punching on people and beating people. I remember in the movie, she came home, she bought some fabric softener, and he went off on her. I remember that as a kid. Why did you buy this fabric softener? And then start busting her up outside of her head. Girl, let me go ahead and make these stuffed bell peppers, y'all. All I can tell y'all is this. You're worth it. I know that sounds like a L'Oreal commercial, but you're worth it. You're worth it, honey. You don't have to deal with these bums, low lives. They want to go fight, go get in the ring, become a boxer. Farrah had time that day. I'm trying not to laugh because the man died. Okay, wait a minute. I'm just saying, she rotisserie them bunny like some Costco chicken. I'm telling y'all, stop playing with people. Know your worth. Thank you, the friends. I love all of y'all that tuned in today. There may be a live this evening. There may be a live this evening. I'm going to rework my schedule. My platform is really going on the traction I needed to grow on, so I can cut my schedule down now. I was overworking myself. So I'm letting y'all know that my schedule will change next week. Some things will be chopped out and removed, and I will present my new schedule next week. Okay. And this week we're just fluid. We're going with the flow. We're going with the flow. And I got some new things coming up, new surprises, all kinds of great things that are going on here at the Tyesse Report. But again, my new schedule will come out next week because I'm realizing that I don't have to work this hard for my platform to grow, because it's really growing and I'm seeing it grow at a rapid pace. So now I can reap the benefits of my labor. Okay. So I thank y'all so much for tuning in. I hope I gave you something you can use. And if we don't do part 2 next week, we will definitely do part 2 the week after that. Is that okay? With domestic violence. She should have, LT, she should have. I want to thank all of my mods. I want to thank everybody for tuning in today, Kwame and our family at Pyro Media for hosting us. Just know that you can take care of your mind, your body, and your soul holistically and be well. You don't have to live in pieces. You can live in peace. You can. Again, y'all may see Mother tonight for all new show or something. And if I don't feel up to it, it's okay. I'll see you the next day for Tyesse After Dark. I'm learning. It's okay. Y'all put that in the chat. It's okay. It's okay. All right. Thank you, Paul. I appreciate it. Now listen, y'all make sure y'all go right there and drop some in that bucket on your way out. Okay. I love y'all and I thank you for tuning in today. And if you don't hear nothing else I say today, nothing else I say, remember, you're worth it. I'll see you later. Bye.